Hello and welcome to another episode of Brodie's Toy Review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at something a bit different. This is actually some knockoff Harry Potter wands. Now I have several Harry Potter wands, actual ones. Most of them are Draco Malfoy because everyone knows that I'm a Slytherin, so everyone ends up buying me the same one, so I've got a load of them. But these are like at least £30 each. At least. You're talking. No matter where you buy them from. That's what these are. And I ordered a bunch of them. Oh no, Ron fell over. I ordered a bunch of these knockoff ones. Now this is one that I did a custom paint job on. This is Hermione's wand. And basically I wanted to do a Slytherin Hermione wand because I like Hermione and I really like her wand, but I wanted a Slytherin version of it. So I painted it green and silver with enamel paints. And I didn't want to do that on one that cost £30. So I got a really cheap one from eBay, and it was basically, it was a £5. And what I wanted to do was just sort of review these knockoff wands. These very cheap. These were all a £5 on eBay, come from China. And I wanted to sort of just talk you through them. As a fan, it's expensive getting a wand collection. If you're talking 3 character ones, that's nearly £100. And I got 4 here for 20 quid. This is Sirius Black's wand. And this is not an official wand. This is a cheap Chinese knockoff, and it cost a £5. And as you can see, it's still really detailed. It's a good colour. It's got the wood effect on it, and it's got a little bit of weight to it, but if you've ever held a real one, you can instantly tell the difference by holding it, because the real ones have a metal core to make them very sturdy, and these do not. These are just like a resin mould, so there's no core. And I did loan one to my little nephew, a cheap one, for Book Day last year, and he dropped it from a very small height because he's only a small child, and it shattered into pieces. So these are not durable at all. This is not something that will survive a drop from any height, basically, but it looks pretty good. So if you just want a bunch for display purposes, then maybe getting the cheap Chinese knockoffs is right for you. But they're not without problems. This is the Lord Voldemort one. And if you're familiar with the official one, you can see straight away that the handle's not quite right. And it's lacking some of the detail in the real wand. And again, there is no core in this. But it's very well balanced. And it is the right length. And it's kind of the right colour. Kind of. The real one is a little more ivory. And it's just basically white. So I know I can maybe improve this a little bit with a custom paint job, which I will probably end up doing, because it only cost a £5. So I'm not bothered if oh no, everything's falling apart. If I mess it up slightly, it was only a £5, it wasn't a 30 quid wand. The boxes that they come in aren't bad either. This is Fleur's wand. Now, again, the colour's off. This is not quite the right colour, but it's a really good sculpt. I mean, like, if you compare this to the official one, it looks very similar, apart from the colour being wrong. But again, there's no core in it. But if you wanted to do a custom paint job like I am going to do on this one, because it's green, so all of these leaves are going to be silver, and this is going to be a custom, this is going to be a Slytherin wand, basically, by the time I'm done with it. And then this one is another Hermione wand. Now this one is probably the worst knockoff one. This is the colour that it is, and it's totally the wrong colour. If you've seen the real Hermione one, then you know that instantly this is the wrong colour. And again, it's not cord. And this is one of the ones that my nephew broke, so I've got like another one. Just comparing these, you can see the colour difference. To get this colour, first I had to spray paint it with brown enamel paint to give it a deeper undercoat. Then it was repainted with green enamel paint, then it was given a second coat, and then I did the detail on it. You can still see a little bits of brown, but I don't mind so much because I'd sort of wanted it to look more woody, and I think that gives it a better effect. Whereas this one, the yellow one, it looks terrible. It really does. Most of the knockoff ones, if you're going to get a Hermione wand, and it's going to be a knockoff one, this is what it'll look like. Bad colour, really bad colour. So you will want to paint it. Now, the easiest, quickest way to do it is with spray paint. If you don't have the time and patience to do enamel paint, just spray paint it. It'll look fine. A couple of coats and it'll look fine. It really will. But the way it comes, as you can see, it's not great. This one, I'm actually going to repaint into Ravenclaw colours. I'm going to repaint it into blue and bronze because I've got the enamel paint. And I've got a little one display that all of these are going to go on. And hopefully they will look really all good together. But this is a range of the knockoff ones. So they're all very light. You can hear there's no cords in these. They're not going to survive being dropped on the floor. But they do look pretty good for display. You'd probably get away with them for cosplay as well. Maybe if, like, this is one I'm going to use for cosplay, which is why I wanted it in Slytherin colours. The Sirius one probably needs no altering to it at all. It's pretty good. I do believe the real one is much darker. It's black. This is a sort of dark brown rather than black, but it's pretty good, to be honest. The Voldy one's not quite right. Obviously the Hermione one is a terrible colour, and the Fleur one's not quite right, but that's okay because I was going to make this into a Slytherin wand anyway. So what I would say is, if you are into customising, the knockoffs are probably a viable option for you, just because they're so cheap. So if you mess it up, it doesn't matter so much. If you drop them and they break, it's not the end of the world because they only cost £5. If you want really good cosplay ones though, you're going to have to fork out for the real ones, the £30 a go ones. But like the quality does not hold up if you compare these as well to the real ones. So this is something that I think you really have to decide for yourself, is, do I want the quality? Do I want the customization? Me, I want the customization for some of my cosplay stuff, so that's why I've bought these. But as you can see from sampling of my Harry Potter merchandise, I do buy a lot of official stuff. So thank you for watching. I hope this has been interesting and informative. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you again next time.